And we're back. Hey guys, here we are. We promised, just like promised, we said we were going to have a very prompt episode of our duets coming out. So that way you guys can see how to play Dungeons and Dragons one-on-one. I'm Mike.
I'm Roxy.
Hey, so we're going to go ahead and get started in the adventure. Last time in our show, we rolled up some characters, and I got some name suggestions, so did Roxy. My thief's name is Jazz, and Torval the fighter.
So for my cleric, I have a very Chinese name for her. Her name is Wan Yu. And for my magic user, I gave her a name, Maggie Moonshifter.
No, that's a cool name. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Roxy, you got your dice?
Ready.
Pencils ready?
Yes.
All right, we're good to go. So, in a small, sleepy town, just a few miles outside of the capital, lies a rose garden by the name of Hollyhock Gardens. Now, this is a beautiful place that the noble people and sometimes even the king himself will travel to visit during the spring season, during the blossoming season. Now, for some strange reason, a few months back, the sun stopped setting over Hollyhock Gardens. No one seems to understand why, and at first, in the first few days, it drew a lot of onlookers. People were really curious what's going on here, and then people started to notice strange things happening. People began to act in peculiar and dangerous ways, attacking their friends and foes alike. The wildlife was growing and mutating. The animals that normally are so peaceful, like rabbits, squirrels, deer, that frequented the gardens, were becoming meat-eating and malicious, attacking those who dared get near them. The king, looking to restore balance and a little bit of peace in his kingdom, has offered 1,000 gold pieces per adventurer to solve and resolve the unsetting sun. You find yourself in the camp outside of Hollyhock Gardens. Looking in front of you, you can see that the high walls, the high stone walls of the Hollyhock Garden stretch around you. The main gates have been barred shut, chained, and locked. There are guards at the door, and there are adventurers camped out. Some have set up tents, others just rolling out a bedroll, and everyone is abuzz with the potential of making 1,000 gold pieces. That's a lot for any one adventurer to take, and so people are forming coalitions, and you have made some friends and allies.
Yeah. So we are one of the adventurers.
Yeah, we're going to be a group of adventurers who are seeking riches and fame, maybe get on the king's good graces if we can solve whatever it is, why the sun isn't setting.
Well, from a spot, you can see a girl who's wearing like a purple suit. She looks a little bit mysterious. That's our Maggie Moonshifter. And she is talking to Wan Yu, another girl who's like a little bit not from like this region, like exotic. Yeah, exotic. And but she's having this heavy armor and shield on her. They're talking. It appears that they met each other on the road when they venture together, and they were talking about the quest that 1,000 gold for each adventure to solve this problem. Well, first of all, I love solving problems, says Wan Yu, and Maggie says, well, I want to make some money.
So one thing that you can do when you're playing at home, you might face this challenge where if you're playing old school essentials and you realize that, old school is designed between like 6 and 8 players, but if you're only playing with one, you have this challenge sometimes you're going to face where your players feel like they have to role play like 2 or 3 different characters, and that's actually really difficult to do. So what we can do here is you can choose one character to be your main character that will do all of like the role play and the interacting with the NPCs, and everyone else in your group, my people included, are more silent background characters that will support your primary character, either Maggie or Wan Yu.
Okay.
Who do you think should be the main character, your voice of the party?
Wan Yu.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so with Wan, she can either do all the charisma checks if you choose, or you can say, actually, we're going to have my guy Torvald do it. I mean, honestly, Torvald's not that great, but you would choose like in the group, like where everybody goes. Like I'll be role playing if I need to these guys, but mostly these people are here to support Wan in her goal. So your party is made up of a fighter, a cleric, a magic user, a thief, and a war dog. What was the name of your war dog?
Oh, my war dog.
Yeah.
Name's Argo. It's
Argo.
a Chinese name.
Argo. Two dog? Argo?
Yeah.
Argo.
Like a second dog.
Second dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are people all about you who are like gossiping and discussing like what's going on inside. Everybody's really curious. Some people think that this is all just a big plot.
Like a political plot?
Maybe like some kind of like a power move by Fabian, the court wizard, because he's the only one who could possibly be strong enough with magic to freeze the sun in the sky. But so around you, you see several people who are also adventurers. You see some guards, and you see some of the Hollyhock gardeners, some of the staff. Who would you like to talk to find out more?
The guards.
Okay.
One of the guards.
Sure. So you go up to the gate, and what do you want to say to the guards? Like right now you're just trying to get a feel like what's going on. So what kind of questions would you have for a guard?
Well, first of all, I think as adventurers we haven't go inside yet, so I might want to ask questions like, so hey, I heard your town is having this weird stuff going on, and we're like super experienced adventurers, and we are very interested in this problem you're having. But are you gonna let us in?
You and everybody else is interested in what's going on inside Hollyhock Gardens. Yeah, we'll let you in, no problem. We ain't opening the gates though, not gonna happen. We're gonna push up this ladder right here. You can climb over the gate, over the fence, hop in, and when you're ready, start yelling out. Maybe we'll put the fence back up for you.
I think Maggie is like quietly whisper to Wan Yu, no wonder this town has some weird issue going on. People here are mean.
We're not mean. We're trying to stay safe.
Sorry, sir. I didn't. You seem pretty nice. We can climb these ladders. That's something we can
Trust me,
do.
you'll be grateful that we've locked up the gate. All right? People go mad if you're under the sun for too long.
Oh.
So you might want to be careful.
I see. Well, we're just some adventurers that has a very optimistic attitude. We're not afraid of these people who turn to like evil. They were good people originally, right?
Aye, just normal folk, just from town, right outside the gardens, and then the sun got to them.
The sun?
Yeah, it hasn't been setting. It's twisting their minds, just like it twisted the minds of all the animals inside. If you see a cute little squirrel, be careful. Might nab your fingers right off.
It is so weird. Well, this is a question for the DM.
Okay.
So we both know that this one Earth has one sun, right? So only the people inside of town are controlled by the sun.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Essentially, it's magic. So, like, while these people see the sun frozen in time, you know, the days are rolling everywhere else in the world, but where you are, it's been sunny outside since you got here.
So, from what I understand, is some kind of magic over here can control the power of sun, and that twisted the creatures inside of it.
Yeah.
But outside of here, everything is
like in towns further away and the countryside, they're not affected by this. They see day and night normally, but in this area, it's almost like time is frozen.
Okay, then I think because Maggie is a magic user and she has been reading so many like magic books, so she believes there must be some kind of like strong magic that can relate it to sun. That like make people over here, and it has to be a like very evil reason behind this plot.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a really good assumption.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we climb the ladders.
Okay, so you're just ready to go in, huh?
Yep.
Whew. Okay, hold on one second. My glasses are a little fuzzy. Okay, so you climb up the ladder. Now the challenge really for your team is that you have a dog. And dogs aren't really that like great at climbing ladders. So, what are you gonna do there?
How big is a war dog?
I mean, it's a mastiff. It's a giant dog.
Can I put in my big sack?
I mean, you could try. Like he's kind of like squirming around, but yeah, you just kind of like stuff him down. He's kind of like his paws are hanging out.
Yeah.
He's like drooling over the edge when you're
Yeah,
like
that's so
climbing
cute.
up the ladder.
Well, I can just like use my rope to like tie him up, so he doesn't need to like fall down or something.
Yeah, absolutely, you do that. You guys get to the other side of the fence, and inside the walls, it feels like first your senses are all muddled up. You get to the other side of the wall and you drop your feet down in the garden, and you're able to see around the area. It's a beautiful space, but the intense aroma of flowers and rotten flesh are intermingling, or they're mixing together and just kind of overwhelming your nose and mouth.
Oh, disgusting. Do I feel any change for myself after I enter in this region?
You are starting to feel the unbearable heat from the sun. Since it's been on you for several days now, while you were making your camp and organizing your team, buying your war dog, all of your equipment, you've been under the sun for a really long time, and aside from like that heat, you don't feel any kind of magical change. But yeah, you can feel like it's hot. You're sweating like under the armor.
Okay.
Looking around, you're just inside the wall. You can see to your left there is a huge hedge maze, a maze made out of bushes that tower about 8 feet tall. You can see in front of you there's a great tree in the center of the garden. It looks to be like maybe a 20-minute walk away, but it towers up and you can kind of see clearly. Beyond that, there's a lake. And you can see that there's a boathouse on the edge of the water. It's kind of small in the distance. Over to your far right, you can see some beehives, some artificial beehives. So man-made structures to house bees, so you can harvest the honey. And there is like a farmhouse on the far west.
So right now, everything I see, except for the hotness, everything looks normal.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the fact that the sun isn't setting, but yeah, there's that rotten smell. It's really close by. You're not quite sure what's going on there. You're scanning around, and right now there's just so many different things to look at. Yeah. It's kind of hard to like pinpoint exactly where that smell's coming from, but there are some points of light, some points of interest that you can see in the hedge maze. One thing that kind of stands out for you is there is a tower that's just sticking up out of the middle of the hedge maze. You can see it from the entrance of the garden. You can see the lake and that giant tree. You can see a fountain off to the right near the beehives.
Oh. Do people surrounded fountains and throw coins in it?
You could go check.
Yeah, I want to go.
Okay, sure. So you move in the direction of the fountain, and as you're walking, so with old school essentials, as people, so this is a hex crawl. It's an open space, and as you move from little micro hex to micro hex, there are going to be chances for random encounters, and so each little micro hex takes 20 minutes to navigate from one side to the next. So what I'll do, and we have quite a high number chance of interactions. So on a 1 and a 2 on this dice, something happens that's not scripted yet in the game. Are you ready? All right, let's see. Okay, nothing and nothing. All right, so you're making your way east in the direction of the fountain, and then you come across what you realize is the smell where it's coming from.
Ooh.
Somebody has stacked up a pile of dead bodies.
Human bodies?
Human bodies, yeah. Some of them are like missing arms and legs, but it's mostly animals, to be fair. There's horses and deer and boar, but there are a couple of dead knights there. Here, let me just read real quick what's in this space, and if you have something you want to say to the camera while I'm kind of checking this out.
Sure. So I read the suggestions you guys left earlier in the other videos, and I noticed somebody wants to play D&D with your wives, your kids. Somebody also have like mixed families like we do. So I do have some suggestions for you guys if you want to introduce this game to your kids or your non-native English speaker wives, is that try to make the words as easy as possible for them to understand. And then
that's a good point.
Yeah, and also speak very clear and slow, like Mike does.
I try to, yeah. So one thing is, like, I want to do voices and silly accents. I'm not good at it, but, like, I always like to try. But you need to kind of minimize that stuff if you're speaking with a non-native non-native English speaker. Also, if you ever play Dungeons and Dragons with your kids, they might not have the vocabulary as well. Yeah. So kind of keeping the language simple is a really good suggestion.
Yeah. And I also have 2 suggestions for making this game fun. Is that, I really like what Mike did earlier is the role-playing stuff. He can do a lot of like the old witch the old witch sound.
The old cackling witch, yeah.
Yeah, and like monster stuff, and do all the settings, like make it really spooky and like fun to play. And also, what I really enjoyed about this game is the combats. Just sometimes maybe like the story is very long and the narrative is very complicated. Combats are really easy to for us to engage and like feel really satisfied when we like kill something, you know. So yeah, these are my suggestions.
So that kind of stuff will come with practice. The voices and like the confidence that comes with like role playing. It's not always easy doing that stuff. So you know what I would do is like abandon any embarrassment that you get from doing a silly voice and just go with it. Like, your players are not going to judge you. They might laugh a little bit with you in like the awkwardness of it at first, but if you go full tilt into it and you're not ashamed of it, then they're going to want to role play with you in a way that like frees them up too. They feel more confident to do it as well. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found what was in that space. So yeah, you find a big pile of dead bodies. They've all been thrown into a giant cart. So it's like all different like garden animals, and then a couple of knights are like in there as well.
So if I look closely, does the guard have the same kind of wound as other dead bodies?
Yeah, as you get in there, you start like looking and digging around through there. You see that like there are bites. It looks almost like the bites are also so there's no incisor bites. There's no sharp teeth. It's all flat teeth that have like pulled and stretched the skin. You do see teeth marks, but they're not like razor sharp or anything. Not like a wolf.
Like human?
I think humans have like a mix of flat and sharp teeth. These are just flat teeth. Yeah, really strange.
Well, if my magic user is like really like reading books kind of a person, so can I like search my memory? What kind of?
Sure. So like yeah, she's like gone through like anatomy books before. What I'm gonna have you do is roll a d20. And if you can roll equal to or under your intelligence score, then I will let you know if she knows anything about like anything more.
Okay. So
A little too high because what's your intelligence?
my intelligence is 9.
9. So yeah, that's a little bit too high out of her range. But you know, she's digging around, pulling out the bodies, and she does find 351 gold pieces.
How much?
351 gold pieces.
Oh, nice.
And also like there's some gear in here too. Like there's 2 full sets of plate armor.
Plate armor.
Yeah, plate armor.
2 sets.
Yeah. Now, my fighter could wear that.
Sure.
Yeah, like I can use one of those. But you have plate on your other guy, right?
Yeah.
So, one of those suits I want to strap on because right now I'm not doing too great. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase this chainmail. I'm gonna add plate mail. It does take 10 minutes, and as that happens,
Oh no.
Okay.
We have a 1.
Yeah. A 1 on the dice means there is going to be an interaction. And so, to see which one it is, let's see. Okay, so I'm strapping up, and as I do, like I get the shield back on, and we see a ball of fire that is. It's moving horizontally across the ground. It's kind of singeing the grass just a little bit, and then as it gets a little closer, it's not moving quickly, but as it gets a little closer, you see that the ball of fire has arms and legs, and as it comes by us, it says to us,
What's that?
it's some ancient language or otherworldly language. I don't think you can speak it, but if you roll a d20 for me, we can check and see.
Okay.
Your character would know. Oh, no, your character knows no additional languages at 9. So nobody on our team understands this language, but it's you don't need to roll because you don't know any additional languages. I was going to see which ones you knew, but you have a +0 to your languages. So, but we see it just kind of looks at us for a second. The ball just kind of turns, and then it keeps walking in the direction of the maze that we saw. We saw there was a hedge maze right to our left, and to our right we went in that direction towards the fountain. And as we stopped, we saw this pile of bodies.
Yeah.
And that's where this little ball of fire. It's walking in the direction of the maze.
We want to follow.
Like kind of past us. If you want to follow, we can.
Yeah.
And as we like turn to kind of just see where it's going, a rabbit. It's a large bunny. It's about this big. Comes bouncing behind it. It looks over at us and it has beady red eyes. And it opens up its mouth, and you see that it's white fur. It's pristine and white like the snow, except for around its mouth, where its 2 long incisors are red with blood. And it opens its teeth.
We're ready to shoot.
Let's roll for initiative. All right, so...
Don't get that thing near me.
So the way we're going to do this, we're going to roll... we're going to play the classic rule set, which is that we do movement first. Well, first we roll to see which side goes first and if there's any surprise. In this situation, there's not because the rabbit is just bouncing right up to us. And then we roll to see who goes first, and then that side will move. Then we'll do our missile attacks, any bow and arrows or like throwing rocks.
Okay.
Then we'll do spells. If there are any spells, those will go off. And then at last we'll do melee. So before we roll initiative, do you want to cast a spell?
No.
No. Okay. So what spells did you prepare? You can prepare one spell.
Maggie will prepare read magic.
Read magic. Okay. So if you find a scroll, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you roll a d6 for the whole good guy team. I'll roll a d6 for the rabbit. Let's see. I have a black d6. I like to use my black d6.
Let's roll for the heroes first.
All right. Go for it.
2.
1. Oh, okay.
Nice.
So the heroes are going to go first. Yeah, excellent. So for movement, we have, I think, Torval and the dog, the war dog. What's his name?
Argo,
the second dog, Argo, will go up first. They'll charge into melee and lock in with the rabbit. Now, the rest of our team can kind of move and spread out however they want, but Jazz, the sneaky boy, as he was called online, he's gonna be as far back as he can because he has a bow, but he wants to be in enough range to where he's still gonna have a bonus to his attack roll. So he's not gonna go like too far, but he's gonna be far enough where the rabbit's not gonna bite him. Okay. Where does your healer and magic user go? Where does your cleric, Wan Yu and Maggie want to go?
Well, both Wan Yu and Maggie has ranged weapons, so they're gonna go to as close as they can, like range attack, not too close, but close enough to shoot their stuff.
So you want to be like, I think 15 feet away for your team. Yeah, so like a little far back, just enough where you're going to have bonuses on your rolls.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody moved. Let's do our ranged attacks. That's both of your people right now.
Cool. So Wan Yu gonna do slang.
Okay. So what we're going to try to do with this campaign is she's going to roll a d20 for her purple character that will be purple. And she's going to roll a yellowish gold d20 for Wan Yu, who is a yellow gold character. So that way when you roll the dice, you know who hit and who didn't. You can just roll them both at the same time.
Okay. Oh no, so Wan Yu miss.
Yeah.
And Maggie is 10.
Plus 2 is 12. That is a hit. Actually, what did Maggie get? Oh, that's a 5. Yeah, 6. Okay. No, so this one misses. This one does hit. So that's a d4 of damage. You can roll that. And my short bow is going to fire as well. Green. That is a massive hit. So yeah, Jazz hits as well. So we do 2 piercing attacks. Okay, for a total of 7 damage. So we see that the arrow goes in and the dagger slices the top of the rabbit and it starts to bleed and it rolls over, and you can see on the underside of its belly that it's already been shot with a few crossbow bolts. But as the rabbit was jumping and bouncing, it snapped the bottom of the crossbow bolts, and now there's just like little pieces of stick sticking out of the bottom of its belly, and it has an arrow in its side, and the dagger cut it.
Does it looks affected? Like
it's dead.
Oh, it's dead. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
it's dead.
Nice.
You killed it with that.
Nice.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
That thing is so scary, but since it's dead, I want to go up to check.
Okay, cool. So what are you checking it for?
Teeth.
Yeah, you look at it and you see that it's got rabbit teeth, normal rabbit teeth.
So it's a flat teeth?
Yeah, it mostly flat teeth, aside from its 2 front buck teeth, which are more pointy and sharp.
Does it fit the wound on the night?
It does not, no.
No, it's not the rabbit. Okay. So we still want to go the direction where the fireball goes.
Yeah, and we can just look at the ground and see like the burn marks as we head back in the direction we came. After just about 10 minutes, we get to the gate, and as we get to the gate, we see that once again, something bumps into us.
What is that?
We smell it before we see it. I need you to roll a d6.
Okay.
On a 1 or a 2, our team is surprised.
No,
okay.
we're not surprised.
But it is.
It is surprised.
This rotten, rather large and feral rat is ripping the neck skin off of an adventurer that has very recently been killed.
Oh no.
And it is like ripping and pulling. You see like some stringy meat hanging from its mouth, and it's kind of getting after it and just chomping it up. And it doesn't see us, but we see it. Do you want to cast any spells? Do you want to go to combat? Do you want to sneak past it? Do you want to run away?
I wanna kill it.
All right.
Because I don't wanna end up with this
thing chasing us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just. Okay. Let me see. It's gonna take a second while I read on this guy real quick. But since he's surprised, we automatically win initiative. So we are going to go first. So again, we're gonna do our movement first. We're gonna come up on this guy.
So yeah, I think.
Oh, it's 7 feet tall. That's how big this rat is. It's a giant feral mutant rat. It's not just like a rat. It's a big monster rat.
Well, for our safety, I think Wiley and Maggie is still gonna be in the distance as close as they can to shoot this thing, and then our goal gonna go up.
Yeah, and my hero's going to go up too. So we're going to get the drop on it, which means we get to do our ranged attacks first. So go ahead and roll ranged attacks real quick.
Purple is Maggie, and yellow is Wiley. Ooh, Wiley got a natural 1.
Yeah,
and Maggie has a 4, so both of them miss.
Both misses. I'm going to shoot my bow. That actually might be a hit. Let's see.
That's 14.
14. I have a naturally +1 with my dexterity, and then since we're at a good range, I'm going to get another +1. That's a 16, which is exactly the number we need to hit this guy.
16
yeah.
is his AC?
I'm going to do 2 damage against this guy. Now,
my war dog?
Yeah, now melee is going to get to take their turn. So your war dog and my fighter. So my fighter uses a D8 of damage. It's good to use your damage dice that match your dice color as well. So your war dog you can just choose which dice you want to be for your war dog.
Black.
Ah, black. So black
this
D20.
This shining black.
Oh, I think this is my D6. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, melee attacks. Oh no, I rolled a natural 1. That's really bad.
Okay. Argo is gonna go up and bite. And it's 17 plus 2.
That's a 19 to hit. You will do damage. Okay, roll 2d4 damage.
D4.
Yeah, and that one as well. Excellent.
Oh, it's a 4 plus 2.
Okay.
So 6.
Nice. Okay,
damage.
So we really kind of screwed up on our initial round where we like had all these like great chances of like hitting. We missed, but the dog actually gets on the rat, jumps on him, and just starts ripping and shredding into this thing. Yep. The rat like kind of knocks the dog back, and then we see like where the dog bit into him. It kind of closes up. Now it doesn't fully heal, but it heals some. And we realize that this thing is really tough. This thing is tough. Now we're going to go to the top of the round. And I'm going to roll for the monster. And you're going to roll for the heroes. 2,
I rolled
5.
a 5. Yes.
Okay, so you get to go first. Ranged attacks?
I think this time only Maggie gonna do range. And I suppose after I hit the rabbit before I collect my daggers back.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
We'll always assume that you do that, unless if they get lost.
Okay.
So
range attack.
2 range attacks.
So Maggie got a 12.
A 12 total is. Did you get any bonus?
Dex bonus.
So that will put
So
you
we'll be
at 13, and then you're up close, so that's going to be 14 to hit,
Okay.
which is not enough to hit.
Okay.
Okay, and then my bow and arrow. That is not going to be enough to hit either. This thing is big. The attacks are bouncing off of its rotten rat fur. And now we're going to go to melee.
Why we're going to use the mace.
Okay. Here's my sword attack. Oh, no.
Oh, why is it natural 20?
Natural 20. Boo, 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 boo. So you can roll 2 dice of damage. Okay. Or you can take, or you can just roll once and then just double the number you get. It's up to you.
2 dice.
Okay. If you get the highest number possible, I'm going to let you roll again.
Oh, these are 6 and a 4, so okay, I get to go again.
So far you're at 10. Go ahead and roll again.
10.
11 damage.
11 damage.
Solid. Okay, that is really good. Okay.
Argle.
And then, yeah, the dog gets to make its bite attack.
Argle, gonna go.
Argo.
It's a 12 plus 2, so 16. 14.
14 is not enough. Like, the dog gets on him this time, tries to chew and bite. It can't get there.
Okay.
Okay, and is that everybody on our team? It is. Yeah. My 2 guys did absolutely nothing. Your team, you're carrying the team right now. And now it's the rat's turn. This giant towering rat. 7 foot tall. It's going to bite. If my dice is even, he's going to hit Torvald, the fighter. If it's odd, he's going to hit the dog, the war dog. Oh,
I'm up close.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're up close too. So we're going to roll a d3. 1 is Torvald. 2 is the dog. 3 is Wan Yu.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because it is a natural 1. The rat tries to bite. Wan Yu brings up her shield just in time. You feel the weight of the rat come down on you, but you shove it back. Now we're going to the top of the round. Okay. I need you to roll. Are we going to do any spells? Do we have any spells?
No.
We do not. Okay.
2. 3.
Oh, no! He's going for his attack. Here we go. What is his damage? Let me check. Oh, his damage is... I rolled the wrong dice for his damage, but it doesn't matter because he missed last time.
Yeah.
But this time, it does matter.
It's a natural 2.
It's a 2. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do range attacks.
Okay. Maggie is a 5, so it's a miss.
No. We see more of its wounds heal.
The
bow's coming out.
It's a 6.
Finally a hit, but it's only for 1 point of damage. Okay.
Okay. So Wan Yu and the dog.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and roll my sword attack for melee. Oh, man, I am not doing great.
Okay, why you got a natural
20? Oh, the dog gets a 14. That's a miss.
Okay, natural 20, so 2d6, right?
Oh, man, yeah, that's insane. And if you get a 6, you get to roll again. Okay, 3 damage.
3 damage.
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, you know what? Every little bit helps. At the top of the round, it heals again.
Oh no!
It's healing more than we're hurting it. So I think we should flee and run away. Like this thing it's healing faster than we can. We've gotten lucky in that he hasn't hit us yet. But I think like we're looking at its size. We saw that it ate the other guy. We can probably hide from it in the maze. I think we need to run.
Okay.
I'll trust you. If you want to stay and fight, we'll do that. You make a call.
I think you're right. We should run away.
So we're going to declare retreat here. We're pretty close to the maze, and so we're just going to try to get out of here. So we're going to declare our retreat and just halt, but we have to win the initiative round first. So, are you ready? 3. You got to beat a 3.
Oh, no, that doesn't count. Oh.
It's going to take his attack of a D10. It misses again. Even with its massive bonus, pink, it hits the shield of Torvald. And then we flee into the maze, and we lose sight of the monster. As we enter the maze, we can see that the hedges are very tall. They're about 8 feet tall. And there is a tower that is in the middle of the maze, beyond our like where we are. We can see the path goes left and the path goes right. But before we make our decision, we're going to end our session there.
Oh no!
And we will find out what happens next time when we're playing Hideous Daylight. So I hope you guys enjoyed the adventure. Roxy, what do you think?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I want to play right away, to be honest.
I love playing Dungeons and Dragons. It can be really fun one-on-one. As you can see, you don't lose much whenever there's not a table full of people. Turns happen a little bit more rapidly, and you can really focus the story on like what you're like that one player really enjoys. You can kind of lean into that kind of stuff more heavily. So. I think this is a really good one. I'm really excited to see what happens when you guys enter the maze. Yeah, it's going to be really fun. So, keep tuned in. Like the video if you did like what we did here. I hope maybe we've earned a subscription from you. We broke 400 subscribers. I am so excited about that. That is so, really, really cool. Thank you guys for all of the support.
Yeah. So if you guys have any suggestions, please leave in comments, and I will read all of them.
Same.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you so much
All
for
right.
watching this.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.